Morning guys, first of all, Happy New Year. I know in the last video I said we were having a lengthy road trip. Well, this is going to be that lengthy road trip. The reason for it is we're moving. We've spent the last 3 years posted at RAF Lossiemouth in Scotland, which has been great, especially with the charges in Scotland being predominantly free, so you can travel about for not a lot. I've done 25,000 miles in the Kona, and we did 15,000 miles in the Leaf before that around Scotland. Honestly, if I've spent more than a couple of £100 to do all that, I'd be very surprised. It's very, very cheap. And now we're going to the opposite end of the scale. So our move is now, we'll be heading over to Gok in Germany for the next 3 years, which is on the Dutch border. So things are going to be a little bit different. We're not quite sure what we're going to do yet, because with the price increase on Ionity, things have got a little bit interesting. We're in Germany, where the biggest charge provider is Ionity, and we're on the Dutch border, where the biggest charge provider is Fastned. One's at 59 cents per kilowatt hour, the other one's 79 cents per kilowatt hour. We have Tesla superchargers local to us, and they're still at the same kind of UK prices, the 25 cents per kilowatt hour. So there's a big difference there in prices, and with the cost of cars in Germany being different, we're not quite sure what we're going to do with the car. We are going to take the Kona over there though to start with and see how we get on. There is 2 chargers in Gok that are 160 kilowatt chargers, but there's only one in each location. So after that, you're kind of driving a while to find a charger, which, well, we don't have the ability to charge the car at home at all. There's no driveway. It's a house off a footpath, so there's no driveway or anything. So we have to rely wholly and solely on public charging. So I should imagine this is going to be substantially more expensive than what it was to live in Scotland and drive around Scotland, where we had driveway, garage, so we could plug in there at home at night. And obviously all around Scotland, when we were there, when we first got there, predominantly everything was free anyway. So onto the road trip itself, we're going to break it up into 2 sections. First, we're going to go from Lossiemouth to Lincoln, which is around about 470 miles, should take around 11-12 hours with the stops, and we'll do that first thing tomorrow. Then we'll have a day in Lincoln, and then we will go from Lincoln down to Folkestone, over onto the wrong side of the road, and then through France, Belgium, Holland and Germany. We will be doing a few stop-offs on the way just to look at things. Like, I'm not going to go driving past Dunkirk without stopping at Dunkirk and having a look at the memorials and whatnot. All that kind of stuff interests me. So we'll be stopping there, so we'll do a few clips from that. We've had to get the car all prepared. So it's got its all-season tyres on it. Over in Europe, you have to have all season or winters. We've opted for all seasons because, to be honest, I haven't got 2 sets of wheels, and going back and forth to a garage to have my tyres changed is a bit of a faff that I didn't really want when there isn't really a garage local. So we've gone for all seasons. We've gone for the Maxxis AP2s, which will be interesting to see, because with them being all seasons, I should imagine they're going to affect the range we actually get out of the car. The miles per kilowatt hour, I should imagine, will be less on the Maxxis AP2s. But at the same time, they're rated as quieter than the Nexus SU1s, I believe, that are on the Kona to start with, which make a lot of noise. Pretty much everyone who's test driven a Kona, bought a Kona, either change it or notice that there is a lot of noise. Now, the only thing about them tyres are they do last a long time. We had ours checked when we took them off. There was 4.5mm on the front, 5.5mm on the rear, and I've done 25,000 miles on them. So is the noise worth the miles you can get out of the tyre? We're not sure. It'd be interesting to see what we do get off these Maxxis AP2s. But yeah, you'll notice we haven't got the dogs for this journey. That isn't because the dogs have gone in the lorry with all the house The dogs are already down at my dad's from Christmas, so they've stayed there for the last 3 weeks. So we'll travel the first section without the dogs, and then we'll have the dogs from Lincoln over to Gok. So that'll be good to see them again. With everything else that has to happen to the car when we get to Gok though, after being there I think about a day and a half, we're going to go and have the car tested. So over there, if your car's due an MOT or had an MOT, if it's an age where it needs its yearly MOT, they'll do a full check on the car. If it's less than 3 years old, they'll basically walk around the car, make sure it's got 4 tyres, a steering wheel and something under the bonnet. Well, that'd be ironic if you had a Tesla on it, because it'd be under the back, but you know. And yeah, make sure that everything's all fine with that. It's gone back onto its original number plate. I've taken the private number plate off because as soon as we're there, it'll be registered as an import, and they will stick it onto a German number plate, which we'll have on the car for the next 3 years, or as long as we keep this car. So yeah, the whole journey itself, I believe, is just over 1,000 miles. It's going to take a long time through 5 different countries. So we'll break it all down into little bits. This is going to be part 1 of the journey. So part 1 will be Lossie to Lincoln, and then part 2 of the journey I'll do another video just to try and keep the videos a reasonable length, but they'll include the stop-offs that we make through Europe at the time. Okay, so I'll see you guys first thing in the morning for a long journey. See you in the morning. Guys, so that's the set off now. The temperature outside is 7 degrees and fully charged we have a range of 252 miles with the heating set at 20 degrees on auto. So the weather conditions aren't too bad outside. The road's wet, it rained last night, but it's not raining at the moment, so hopefully it stays that way and it'll be quite a smooth journey down. Right, I'll catch up with you guys when it's a bit more daylight and we can actually see what we're doing. Guys, so we're now 1 hour and 10 minutes in. The time is now 17 minutes past 7. Weather wasn't too bad going through the Cairngorms. We got to about 3 degrees near Granton. We're just on the A9 now and it's starting to pick back up now. We're up to 5. The only thing that's a bit down is the miles per kilowatt hour, which is down at 3.4. It's not like I've been speeding, because you just can't do the speeds. It just seems like the all-season tyres we've had put on obviously aren't as efficient because they need to grip more being all seasons than the Nexus ones that were on the car to start with when we bought it. Right then, I'll catch up with you again later.
Feel it
guys, that's me at our breakfast stop basically. I just wanted to do something to show a few people. Some people have been commenting about the fact that they're unable to get the old style rapids to work using CCS without having to use the card. So you can do it from the app. Now, I was told by Ewan that the old style rapids, they didn't, when they were installed, they only had CHAdeMO and AC, so they didn't use CCS. So if you go onto the app, which I'll show you now. Right then, that's me on the app now. If you go to CCS and click Start Charge on the charger I'm plugged in on, it says, sorry, this charger point is no longer available, because it has no way of communicating with the CCS. Though if I click CHAdeMO and make sure that I'm already plugged in on the CCS, it says charge is starting. And now as we go up to the machine, it is actually already starting, even though I'm just plugged in on CCS and I haven't plugged in on CHAdeMO at all. But using the app, it will start that way. I hope this helps someone out anyway, because it was a massive help for you in helping me out when I couldn't get these working last time I was travelling south. Right then guys, that's us at the toilet stop for Little Un. We're arrived at Perth. We've got 115 miles left. It's 130 to Gretna, so I'm literally here for maybe 10 minutes, just enough time for the toilet, grab a McDonald's, and then we'll start driving again. On the way down here, so far we've managed to average 3.7 miles per kilowatt hour. This is a little bit low from normal. Normally it's around about the 4 miles per kilowatt hour, but I think it's more down to the fact that the tyres than anything else, excuse me. Although I've noticed that the tyres on this, which we went for the Maxxis AP2 all-season tyres, just because they were cheap tyres, and we're moving to Germany. Obviously there's no VAT on cars, so we're not sure how long we're going to keep the Kona whilst we're out there, and I just wanted some cheap tyres. But grip wise, they're a lot better than what's already fitted to the car, but they're also a lot quieter. I'm finding that the roar off the tyres, the road noise and that, it's a lot quieter with these Maxxis ones on there. So we'll be sat here for, well, I'm already up to 125 now, and I need 130, so a couple of minutes. Temperature's warmed up a little bit. We're now up to 8 degrees. Again, climate control's still been set on auto at 20 degrees, so pottering down. The car is very heavy though. It's got, well, pretty much everything we need to move with.
So where have we just stopped at? What are you eating?
I'm eating I'm eating a burger with some bacon in.
So it's just a bacon sandwich, isn't it? Mummy and Daddy are having our McDonald's wrap, breakfast wrap. We're having our own little video.
Oh. Aren't
we?
What are you having there, Sienna?
It just took her 30 seconds to spit out what she was having.
Oh.
Bye!
Right then guys, that's us at Gretna now. We've all woken up a little bit now, so we're all feeling much better. The car is plugged in on the Ionities, currently pulling 54 kilowatts. Now I know the capacity speed of the Kona is only 77, but when you're only pulling 50 to 60, is there much difference between 50 to 60 or 47, 48, which you'll get off a 50 kilowatt charger to warrant paying the difference? For me personally, when it goes up to it will be 69 pence in the UK, or when we get to Germany it'll be 79 cents, then absolutely not. I'm not paying that to charge at 54. It's only like 6 kilowatts quicker. It's not going to make a great deal of difference in the grand scheme of things. We're at Gretna now, so we're going to go have a Burger King, which for a 5-year-old to eat a Burger King takes round about the same time. So I'm not massively losing out. It's not like I'm sat waiting in the car for it to charge. So I suppose if that was the case, then maybe it is worth it. I don't know if your time's worth that, but knowing full well it's going to take my little one the best part of an hour to go to the toilet, eat a Burger King, have a play, and go back to the toilet before we get in the car would be enough charged regardless of whether it was a 50 kilowatt charger or the Ionity chargers. So yeah, that's something to think about. So far then, the weather, the temperature's warmed up a little bit. It's now 8 degrees. If I go to the drive information, we've now covered 264 miles at 3.6 kilowatt, 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour. So yeah, it's not too bad. The tyres are definitely less efficient though, but again, to me the trade-off is worth it because they make an awful lot less noise. Like I'm on it's noticeable. So in that sense, for me, the trade-off, I never normally go full distance on a battery anyway. It's like now I only need to charge 80% to get the 200 miles I need to go, 80-90%, yeah, for the 200 miles I need to go now to Lincoln. So we won't be stopping again after this, but the charge speed hasn't ramped up anything magical or anything. I'm still now, well, it's now flickering between 54 and 55. At 18%, I arrived here with 18 miles. So that the range side of things was good. Was happy with that, the amount that we had left. But no, everything else has been fine. We're now just going to go get some dinner, and I will see you next time at Lincoln with the travel trip for part 1 of the journey. And then we'll start looking. Oh, there we go. It's just made a lot more noise now. I wonder if I'm going to go up. Okay, so it looks like it needed to warm the battery a little bit. The Ionity chargers are now the charger's now making a lot more noise, and I've gone from flickering between 54, 55, and it's now jumped to 63 at 20%. 65. Okay, so now we're at 65 kilowatts, so just be one of them things, isn't it? It obviously needed to warm the battery. The Konas obviously can't preheat the battery enough. They can cool them down, but they can't preheat them like your Teslas and whatnot. So that's good going so far though. Making good progress. We were hoping to get here for 11:30. It's now 11:40, so we're only 10 minutes off. But to be fair, little one was pretty insistent on not leaving Perth until she'd finished her bacon roll. So no, I'll see you then at the next stop, unless something drastic happens in between and we need another one. See you in a bit.
If it's love that you need, you can
Right then, that's us arrived here now. It's now 9 minutes past 5 and we left at 10 past 6 this morning. So that's 10 hours and 59 minutes, including stops, to travel 472 miles. The average miles per kilowatt hour went up to 3.9 in the end. It seemed like as soon as the road started to dry out from kind of Penrith down, especially down onto the A1, literally my miles per kilowatt hour just started coming up, so that was good. So it just seems like when the road is still damp or wet, even though it's not really rained all journey, it still affects the range quite badly with the all-season tyres. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. Any questions, pop them down below and we will head off for part 2 in the next one. See you again soon. Bye.